Oh, you missed it, dude. That's crazy. It's a pretty good one. Maybe I just spooked him, but he swam right across. It was like a 3-pound largemouth. Got it. It is crazy. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is the dog days of summer. Super tough fishing going on. It is the dead of August. You know, down here in Alabama, this gets a really tough time of the year to fish. There's a lot of things changing, a lot of different things you can do. These fish are on the move. So today we're on a river system and we're gonna go out. We got a couple hours just to fish. I haven't been here in a couple months, so I don't really know exactly how we're gonna catch them. So guys, stick around, it's gonna be a good one. And we are also giving away 4 giveaway items at the end of this video. So make sure you watch all the way till the end. You should learn some good stuff and you got a chance to win something free. So what's better than that, guys? Let's hit the water. All right, guys, we made it out to the water. We're on the Tennessee River today. And you know, this end of the lake sets up more like a river. So with that being said, we've got more of a river style system that we're fishing. Plus it's August. In August, you've got fish that are moving everywhere, you know, shallow, mid-depth, deep. So river fishing's really universal. You can do a lot of things. And in August, when you've got fish moving a ton of different places, that also makes you where you're able to do a bunch of different things. So today, there are some ledge fishing areas on this lake. Of course, it's Tennessee River. Of course, there's ledge fishing. And in August, that is still good, but there were several smaller tournaments taken out of this ramp and the ramp up there. And you know, there's only a handful of good offshore spots right here in this area of the lake. So I really don't want to fight all the boats just to fish, because I'm fun fishing, they're fishing for money. I want to leave those guys alone. And I've only got a couple hours to break down this body of water, so I want to catch as many fish as possible. So I think we're actually going to start off shallow, and if I catch them, I might just do this all day, like old school fishing. I don't have Mega Live right now, it went out on me, so August is a great time to hit up the shallow areas with grass. So I think we're going to do that. Let's tie on a swim jig. A little redneck trolling motor trick. Put your water bottle right there, that way you ain't gotta adjust your trolling motor shaft all the time when you're going from deep to shallow. I just stopped my camera up here. I just pressed stop on my chest camera. Little dude. Took my tails. Oh, I see a fish in there. I need to hurry up and get a different trailer on. So guys, angles are really important whenever you're fishing weed beds or any type of shoreline or shallow structure. It's gonna be really important. As you see, there's open spots. You wanna make sure you cast in any of the changes. You see, like, it's thick right here, not as thick right here, and it's a little more sparser right there. I'm gonna wanna concentrate right there because it's kind of like a point in the grass, so to speak. But a lot of times I want to stay like parallel with the edge. See, I can make this cast all the way down this line and work that line instead of having to make like 15 casts directly in. You know, it just saves you a lot of time whenever you're covering water. And I learned this on Neely Henry on the Coosa River. If any of you are familiar with the Coosa River, you know it's a ton of weed beds, ton of docks, just a bunch of shoreline structure. And super shallow water. So I really learned how to shallow fish a lot there, especially more of the shoreline type vegetation and stuff. So I take what I learned there and use it here on the Tennessee River. And as I was traveling a lot across the country, took a lot of what I've learned here at home and used it no matter where I was in the country. Got him. No, bro, he came off. I watched a fish chasing shad back there, and so I fired my swim jig. I knew as soon as I got him in that super thick stuff that it was not gonna be easy to get him out. He looked like a decent one, probably like a 2-pounder, which is a solid fish on this lake for this time of year. But it's not gonna win you a tournament, but if you catch a couple big ones, a 2-pounder go a long way, because sometimes it's tough to get 5 here in August. Oh man, there ought to be one right here. Let's shoot this gap. Oh, money, brother. Money. Got him. Yes, sir. Call my shot, baby. On the swim jig. Ah, he ain't big, but dadgum, that's fun. I said, there's gonna be a bass right there. Called my shot. Little swim jig bass. Let's go back in your little cut. Another one. Let's go. Dude, he got that swim jig too. God. Backflip. Looks like we should just keep coming back to this little cut. I saw way too much action right here and on the back side, so I'm about to hit this again and try to get my boat through there. I don't know if we're gonna fit or not. We're definitely gonna try. We'll flip out if a daggum snake or something. That's what I'm talking about right there, boys. That's what I'm talking about, boys. You don't need a flat bottom to do this crap. You do not. Whatever you got. All right, let's go do something else. See, the only bad thing about this spot this time of year is if it's sunny like it is today, it only lasts for like the first 30 minutes to an hour, and then these fish start to tuck into these weeds or they move out. And yeah, I'm sure I could catch a bunch flipping right here, but I honestly don't want to do that. If I wanted to do that, I'd just go to Gunnersville, and I absolutely will next week. So now we're about to go try a different pattern, see if we can figure something out. Probably go a little bit, probably go deep right now. But I'm not going to spend a bunch of time doing that because I want to get up more in the river and see what's popping up there. Oh my gosh, just watched him come out and swipe at it. See if we can get him. He's in there for sure. Watch him come up over that limb. Maybe he moved over here. Got him. That's not him. That is for sure not him. He was so small, like I was watching my swim jig swim through there, and I just seen it take off. I was like, I'm not doing that. I didn't even see the fish, he was so small. But that's fun, dude. Definitely not gonna win a tournament doing this, but it sure is fun. especially in a live scope world of fishing. The swim jig is such a visual technique pretty much all the time, unless you're fishing a little bit deeper. The way I like to fish it is mainly fishing some shallow stuff. If I'm fishing in deeper water, I'm just gonna pull out a chatterbait or a football head jig, of course, unless there's a bunch of grass, then a football head jig is gonna get hung up all the time. But it's just a 1/2 ounce swim jig by Tightline Jigs with a adrenaline bug on the back from Exxon Lures, or adrenaline crawl. I always get those two mixed up. But anyways, what I do is cast it up to the bank or whatever type of structure I'm fishing, and I'm just shaking it. I'm picking up the slack as I'm bouncing it with the rod, and I'm keeping it up at the top of the surface, because most of the time, you know, if I'm especially if I'm throwing a white swim jig, you know, I'm imitating a shad, so fish are definitely not going to be opposed to coming up and getting it closer to the top of the water surface. And plus, I don't normally throw a swim jig if I'm over 5 foot of water, so a fish is definitely gonna, he's not gonna be too worried about moving 5 feet up in the water column, especially up there, because I'm sitting in 5 foot, but I'm throwing in like 1 or 2. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. It's a pretty good one. Heck yeah, boys. On that swim jig. I love it. I love it. Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I let that fish have it forever, because I just flipped it in there and I had a really tight line, you know, short distance flip. I really wanted that fish to get it good, so I made sure I didn't keep a bunch of pressure on my bait, let him run with it. But you got to be careful, especially like right here, because I'm flipping in a bunch of brush, so you want to make sure you don't give that fish too much time, because he can dive up under, get you wrapped up in all these limbs and stuff. And if you fish like me, I like fluorocarbon just because it gets me more bites, unless I'm in like some super thick stuff. But most of the time, 15-pound fluorocarbon is gonna be plenty to get the fish out of places like these. Oh, that was a treat. That was a treat, my dude. Little dude. I came off. Quick release. Quick release. His bite force was a lot more than his pull force. Felt him. There was no denying that he bit it. But when I set the hook, it was denying that he was on there, because he was so small. Oh, you missed it, dude. That's crazy. It's a pretty good one. Dude, he darted right over to it and missed it. Or maybe I just spooked him, but he swam right across it. It was like a 3-pound largemouth. You got it. That is crazy. That is crazy. Bro, that was crazy. Absolutely insane. I love bass fishing, guys. That white swim jig. Let's go. 3-pounder. Solid 3-pounder, guys. Let's let this guy go back into his tree. Gosh. That is crazy. Flipped in there, saw that fish dart off, thought he had it, and then, you know, never felt my line move or anything, so pitched in there 2 or 3 more times, and as soon as it hit on that last time, dude, I just see my line take off. It's it's what I was saying earlier. It's a really, it's a visual presentation, the swim jig is. And you just really gotta watch what you're doing and pay attention. Watch your line, watch your bait, and it'll help you catch more fish. Oh boys, it's hot. It is really hot out here. It's barely 9 o'clock and it's gotta be 137 degrees, like no joke. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it is hot. Anybody that lives down in the South, primarily Alabama, guys, you know how tough this August heat is. And you know, I work outside in the elements too. You know, like most sane people on their days off, you know, you would probably want to be inside in the AC relaxing, right? But not me, because you know why? Because you can't catch them on the couch, and I'm addicted to this crap. But anyways, guys, so this video kind of took a turn in the direction I wasn't expecting. I thought I was going to catch some fish up shallow on the swim jig, but I didn't think I'd catch anywhere near as many as I did today, and only fished for 3 hours. And so you guys heard me at the beginning of the video, you know, August is a great time. It's a well, it's not a great time for fishing overall, but it's a great time of the year to do what I did today. You know, old school flipping and pitching, whether that's a Texas rig, you know, creature bait, a swim jig, shad pattern, brim pattern, you name it. All of that's pretty effective ways to catch fish. And today, as you saw, I had the white swim jig. And my plan was to catch a bunch of fish on a bunch of different things and show you how universal you can be this time of year. But dude, after I caught the first couple on the swim jig, I was like, dude, I'm not putting this thing down. This is too much fun. I don't get to catch fish like this a lot. I know several guys like Justin angling that fishes with me a lot. He does this stuff year round. And you know, it's just not my style. If they're offshore, I like to be offshore. But I do love shallow fishing. And this time of year, you know, they're transitioning, and especially on the lake that I'm on, this is a river system. I'm up further in the lake where it sets up more like a river. There's a bunch of more shallow bank structure, close to deep water, bunch of current. So they're kind of easier to pinpoint, you know. If you're up in the river, there's not a ton of structure like that's off deep. If you come up and you're fishing the current, you come up on like a lay down or rock pile or something, you know, it's a pretty high percentage spot. And you can almost call your shots flipping in there, either working a moving bait or slow pitching, dragging something slow. Chances are you're going to get a bite. Now, it might not be a huge one. As you saw today, I caught a bunch of small fish, but I also caught a couple good ones. And I really think I could have had a solid tournament bag if I would have done this all day. But like I said, it's 9 o'clock. I'm already going ahead and calling it quits. It's so hot. Plus, I've got stuff to do, which actually works out pretty good for me because I do not want to sweat to death all day. So about 70% of the bank line structure that I came to, you know, at the beginning I fished the weed beds and there was not a ton of fish. I think I could have broke it down and flipped those weed beds as the sun got higher and caught a lot of fish. But like I said, that's not really what I wanted to do today. I'm gonna go punching next week, punching and flipping on Gunnersville. And that's, you know, that's the freaking bread and butter of punching. But yeah, so after I fished the weed beds, it was like probably 70% of the main lake structure that I came to as I went further up in the river flipping and casting this swim jig. It's like 70% of the laydowns and wood that I came across had fish in it. And most of the time it was me throwing it in there, and I'd give it a couple shakes, reel it in, and then the last one, the biggest one of the day, I watched him and I had to flip it in there a couple times and let it fall a little bit slower because that tree was deeper than I had been fishing and catching the rest of the fish out of. So I let it drop down a little bit more, started shaking it a little bit slower, and that's what got him to bite. But for the most part, it was a reaction bite. As soon as they first saw my bait swimming through that wood, they just annihilated, and I kept that slack line. Like I was saying earlier, really important when you're throwing the swim jig, flipping cover and stuff, is to keep a slack line because you don't want to rip the bait out of the fish's mouth before he gets a good hook in. And so guys, this is my setup for today. This is a 1/2 ounce tight line jig, swim jig, and I've got a X-Zone Lures white adrenaline bug on there. And like you saw, I was just casting it, giving it a real pop shake. They call it the Alabama shake. And that was the best retrieve for today. But as far as my rod and reel setup, I have a Duckett Silhouette 7.2 heavy action with a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio, loose speed spool reel, 15-pound Berkeley Trilane 100% fluorocarbon. And guys, we cannot forget about the giveaway that I was talking about at the beginning of this video. So we're gonna be giving away 4 giveaway items. The first one is a Ducket Silhouette rod. It's the one I've been using today that you've been watching me catch them on in the last couple videos. It's a great rod, especially because it's a $99 rod and performs like some of your higher end rods, and I'm really impressed with it. And then the other 3 giveaway items are a Cast King net. Cast King was nice enough to send me 4 of them, 1 for my personal use and 3 to give away. So guys, there's gonna be 4 total winners, and what you gotta do to enter for a chance to win is first you gotta be subscribed to the channel. Make sure you subscribe, hit that subscribe button. You've gotta like this video, and you gotta share it with 2 friends, whether that's copying a link, send it to them through text, or commenting down here, down in the comments below. But whenever you've completed those 3 steps, make sure to leave a comment letting me know that you have completed the steps for a chance to win, guys. So I want to thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me catch these fish on a swim jig, because I enjoyed catching them. That was really fun. I love getting to do this old school, no forward facing sonar type fishing, guys. But don't forget to enter for a chance to win those giveaway items. Guys, stick around on the channel. Watch some more of the juicy videos. Got a lot of good stuff here on the channel if it's your first time being here, and we've got a lot of stuff planned for this fall on into the winter. Bunch of content coming y'all's way, bunch of different stuff, guys. So I want to thank you again for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.